Hi friends, this is Kishore. Welcome back to my channel. Today I would like to cover these topics like sector performance, CP and PPO report, bank earnings, bond market, Tesla earnings, my stock pick for this week, and SPY QQQ IWM index analysis. This is not a finished advice, just for knowledge purpose only. Let's jump into the show. So the fear and greed index right now it is in the fear. We know that last week it is in extreme fear. So is this week is a turnaround? I mean, it will come back to the neutral, bounce the market and come back to the neutral, or it will be huge sell off. As per the seasonality, we may see the new lower low in the third week of the October as the OPEX week. So we go to the extreme fear or not. And this is the heat map for the daily heat map. On Friday, semiconductors hit a big and consumer cyclicals also, but see some sign of positive in the utilities and the energy sector and also the real estate. And this is a weekly heat map. We can clearly see energy sector utilities bounced a lot and real estate also bounced. That's a good sign for the real estate and the utilities because they were almost 4 to 5 weeks they were down. And healthcare also bounced a little bit like lily, but if you see here the medical devices it's very thick red. I'm going to talk about the ABT because this week there is an earnings on this one. These medical devices are down because of the Ozempic issue, and this is ETFs weekly hit ETF. We can clearly see energy sector and commodities it bounced really well. I see the gold and silver bounced because of that war, maybe, or they're expecting the dollar may go down. And this is weekly sector performance. We can clearly see XLU and XLE they bounced really well and above 4%. It's a really good sign. And the real estate did well because it is. I feel like it's in oversold regions. That may be reason. But if we have the follow through week of XLRE in the next week, then that's a bottom. Bottom is done for the real estate. And this is PPI report. It came more than expected. So last month also the PPI came more than expected, and this month also PPI came more than expected. And we can clearly see that CPI is also came more than expected. PPI is a leading indicator for the CPI. If producers price index increase means that will come to the consumers. Producers what they do is they put that money, extra money into the consumer side. So we can expect the consumer price index also rise in the next month because PPI is increased this month. And though CPI and PPI is raised more than expected, they came more than expected. Still, the probability of rising interest rates is just 6.2%. More 93% or 93.8% are expecting. They keep in the November FOMC meeting. They keep the same interest rates. They don't rise the rate. And this is, as I said in my last week video, I'm looking for the bank earnings because bank earnings are very important for this quarter because there are so much of negative news in the FinTweet or in the media or Bloomberg or any place because of the bond sell off. But I would like to see how the bank earnings reports are so that will give real insight of how the market is. So JP Morgan they posted really good, and Citigroup they posted good, and Wells Fargo they also posted good, and all three beat the expectations. But JP Morgan said there may be some headwinds because of the bond sell-off, because the banks which are holding huge issues bonds, they may see some drawdown, and banks which are holding more commercial real estate mortgages, they also see some kind of a drawdown. But right now these three banks are doing really good. They posted really good earnings data. And this is like if you see on Thursday afternoon at 2 p.m. EST time, the market huge sell-off came, big red candle because of the bond market. There is no huge demand for the bonds, treasury issued bonds. That's the reason. And this chart I showed in the last week video. So whenever the government issued the bonds, treasury issued the bonds, that comes to the future market one way the other way. So as we see in the previous slide, there is no demand, less demand for the bonds, because we know like China is selling the bonds and Japan is selling the bonds and also Saudi Arabia. So who is buying the bonds now? Treasury issued bonds. We do not know. That may be the reason there is less demand for the bonds. That caused the market down on the Thursday. And this is two terrible years for the bond investors as we talk now. So last 2 years it's really bad for the bond market. So it's a very tough time for the bond holders. And this is TLT Treasury yields 20-year. So we can clearly see on Thursday big red candle, bearish engulfing candle. But I see some positive divergence in the CCI from last couple of days. And also I see that oversold indication here for the treasuries. So we may see a little bit bounce here on the treasuries, TLT especially, because I see some huge call option buying for next year March and next year December for 90 strike. And this is TLT weekly chart. We can clearly see 84, it bounced here. And if you have any follow, and CCA is positive going up, and if the volume also high this week, if you have follow through and if you cross this 90 is a big barrier here. If it crosses 90, because there is a gap and there is a Fibonacci level, if it crosses that, then we can think of 84 is right now, at least for short term, it's a bottom. And this is OPEX week. This week is OPEX week. So on 18 weeks expiration day, on 20th, ETF and individual stock expirations. So it's a very big week, high volatility week, and SPY. You can clearly see SPY weekly chart. It's rejected here. It's the blue line is 10 EMA and red line is 20 EMA. It rejected at 10 EMA and came back down, but the CCA is going up and last week volume is good. So is it positive or negative? Uh, Maybe we need to see this week and next week 2 more weeks. Then we will know, because this week is the big volatile week, and next week, if we see any turnaround, we can see in the next week. So this is based on the seasonality. So I'm looking these two levels like 429 and in the downside and 444 in the upside. And this is daily chart. Friday is huge volume and the big red candle, but still it is holding the just above that 20-day EMA, sorry, 10-day EMA. So if it holds here and if it bounce, then we can see 435 is my resistance and support is at 427. And this week almost 10 points volatility is there in the option market. So right now it is 431. If it goes either 10 points down or 10 points up in this week, so I'm not expecting any direction right now, because it's a volatility week and OPEX week. We do not know how the MMs are looking at. And this is QQQ weekly chart. So this is right now, it's the price is between 10 EMA and 20 EMA, and CCA is going positive upside. But I'll talk about this more in Tesla chart. And this is QQQ daily chart. It is forming a symmetrical triangle, and it rejected here trend line, and CCA is going down. So daily chart is not good. So the support is 360 and resistance is 373. And this is IWM. IWM is still in the range bound. It's a weekly chart, 196 and 170. So now it hit the lower end of the range, like 170, and relative strength still is going down. It's about zero, but it's below 50. So still, there is a lot of negativity in the small cap. But if it bounces here, that's a good sign. If it goes down here, we can go up to 165. And the daily chart, so 168, there is a previous support here, but if it breaks that, then it can go to the 165, and the upside I see is 175 is the resistance. And this earnings, this week earnings, I'm morely looking into the Tesla and ABT. Where is that? There is ABT and also Tesla and Netflix. I'm not that much interested, but Tesla and ABT, I'm looking for this week earnings. So this is a Tesla chart. It's a daily chart. It's rejected here the trend line, and right now it's just about the support of 10 and 20 EMA and 0 Fibonacci level of high end this high end low. So it's a very good support line. It hit the trend line support here, symmetrical triangle lower end. So it's a huge support. If it breaks here, then we can easily see 242 or 234. I guess 17 points is the volatility, option volatility for this week because of the earnings. So if it goes down from 251 to 17, it's come to the support like 234, or it can go up to the 17 points. It can go to the this previous high. And if you lay over Tesla and QQQ, whenever Tesla bottomed, so QQQ also bottomed and rise, except last year October. Last year October it bottomed here, but it went sideways, and then it had another bottom in the January. But in last year October, QQQ had made a bottom, and then it's rising. So except last year October, I see whenever the Tesla is bottom, QQ also bottomed and rise. So I'm looking very curiously this week how the Tesla earnings would be. And this is ABT. This week it has an earnings, and it's a monthly chart. It's at 2019 levels support, at very good support level at the 2019, and it's a huge sell off happened in the last couple of months because of the Ozempic issue. So I see, but still CSA is going down. I would like to see how the report came, earnings came come in this week. If it is good, then I may take a position based on that earnings data. So that's all for this week. This week is a heavy volatile week. So be cautious in this week. And if it is a turnaround week, this week or next week, that's where the in the 2022 the market bottom and rise. So if it is that the same case, then we may see some bullishness because based on the seasonality. But we need to wait a week or two. So that's all for today. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Please watch more videos in my channel. If you like them, please subscribe. Please share this content if any of your friends looking similar kind of content. Please hit the bell icon so that you'll get notification when I upload a new video. Thanks so much. Bye bye.